All right, we are officially live. We'll see if we get anybody in here. Oh man, he's got some stuff backstage with him. Hopefully, we get some people in here soon. All right, 90 viewers. Oh, where's comments? Comment. All right, you know what? I think I'm just gonna jump and drop you in because no one's here yet. So we'll just wait and see what happens. What you got over there? A little bourbon?
Let me show you.
Whistle pig? What the hell is that?
Oh man, really? You never had Whistle Pig?
You know, my drink of choice is this right here, Maker's Mark.
I just upscaled your brother.
It looks expensive.
12-year-old. Hey man, I'm celebrating today, so
nice. Yeah, this was a birthday gift from a long time ago. 46 years old, they say. 47. Because everyone knows me from Maker's Mark.
Oh, okay. And, I know what to get you now.
Yeah, so this was a birthday gift.
Sweet.
So we got nobody on here yet.
They don't want to see me.
It's weird. I just noticed that Atypical is live. So I don't know.
They're streaming. And also I think MJ is on.
Oh, today's Thursday night, right? So it's MJ?
Yeah, that's true. MJ's on too.
Man, oh man.
That's my solid dude right there.
Yeah, you're friends with MJ?
Yes, sir.
That's cool. Yeah, all you guys in Cali. I want to meet Joe Coy. You said on the phone, Joe Coy.
I got you, man.
Dude,
you guys will have to, hopefully his schedule is open so you can do it, But yeah, he's a good
man.
dude.
If you ever talk to him, I want to send him a shirt and see if he can do like a shout out.
Oh, that'd be tight. Yeah, send it over.
Oh gosh, man. I'll send you a shirt and shirts to other people and we'll go that route.
That would be awesome. Yep.
Fuck, so man. Cool. Are we battling MJ tonight?
I think so.
I don't even know. I don't watch too much of MJ. I watch MJ's when certain people are on.
Right. He's got good people coming on all the time. He's got a good following too.
Bobby Vu was an awesome guest on that one.
Mm-hmm.
I liked Bobby Vu. I follow him on Facebook because that's like his main jam is Facebook, and he is funny, man. He is a funny dude. Yeah, I never do them on Thursday nights too, so that may be like a part of it as well.
Part of it, yeah. But everybody's so used to the other ones.
Yeah, I'm about to go and do like a quick live stream, see if we can get someone in here. So 6 o'clock, you ate dinner already?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I had some good old tilapia with some rice and some broccoli. Some good stuff, man.
It's early down there.
Oh yeah, dude, right here it's barely 6:30. 6:30.
Check out our YouTube live stream. Oh, we got Bane in here.
Hey.
There you go. We got Brian in the house. How do I pin it? Pin the comment. All right, 2 people. Sweet. We're growing. so we're not so lonely in here. Do you know Bane of My Exotics? You follow him?
It sounds familiar.
If you don't, you need to. Yeah,
Bane?
he's got man. Brian, he's out in Maryland, and oh, he's like a family page. He's like me and Gomez and all the guys that have all their kids and everybody in it. But
Done.
he got two kids that are freaking adorable, and then dude, they got the reels on lockdown. So like
Sweet.
with the reels, like some people, like I suck at the reels. I don't do like I just use the reels to put video and add sound to it.
Right.
But like, they do like skits that like click into and line up with the music. And he's got a son and a daughter that are freaking adorable and so involved in it. And
Dang,
I
that's
mean,
awesome.
the creativity of the guy is genius.
Nice.
And he has,
check him out.
and he has a badass collection. You know,
Nice.
his collection's really good. Everybody, if you see this on Instagram, if you want to hop on to DMJ Reptiles on YouTube, and we're going to start this live stream with Mr. Joe Gomez of SoCalExotics.
What's up? Thank you for the invitation.
Yeah, well, you know, we're in that group chat, and I remember you saying, "Hey, when are you going to get me on?"
I was like, yeah, he's not going to care. All of a sudden, you're like, yeah, it's done. What?
Done. I messaged you right away. I was like,
oh, shoot.
Let's make this happen. Yeah, man. I mean, I like it. And, you know, you got quite a bit of portfolio on your hands, too. So it's nice to have someone that's, you know, I would consider an OG in the reptile world.
I'm no OG, man. I have good friends, and I have you know, a good collection of animals, and it's been fun collecting and producing cool stuff, and definitely you know, gets to see what, you know, what we produce, and then, you know, always strive for the next level, you know. And I'm not, you know, I'm not taking credit for a lot of it. A lot of my friends that I've met, and they're like, hey, you need this, hey, you need that, you know, just hook me up with this, hook me up with that. And, you know, I learned a lot over the years that, you know, we can produce some crazy looking stuff. I don't like to showboat a lot of it. That's not my thing, but I do like to show off, you know, the cool stuff that you can create. You know, you can, you know, mix here and there, and then, hey, what are your odds? And all of a sudden you hit an odd that, you know, looks different or looks super cool. And, you know, those are the things that, you know, set you different, you know, set a different pace. And people are like, oh, I didn't know you had that. Or, you know, it's a surprise for everybody, you know. So
also, are you an undercover breeder? Do you have like what is it? You know, confidential.
Nah, I don't call it confidential. I really don't. I just enjoy it. I enjoy the hobby. I enjoy the friends that I've made, and you know, if I pull out something cool, then kudos. You know, it's all good. It's not about, you know, oh, let me get on World of Ball Pythons and I'm the #1 on this. No, none of that. But if you can share it with everybody, you know, in due time, something cool comes up, and so that's the way that goes, you know.
I'm not a fan of World of Balls. I entered 2 snakes and they never posted them.
You know what? I've seen a lot of it's unstable. I've seen it lately that it's unstable. You go try to use it. I don't know if they're no longer it's being funded, or I don't know what's the case with it. It used to always work perfect. You know, all this stuff was always updated. I don't know if no one's running it anymore, or, you know, it's just there hanging by a thread. I don't know. I have no idea. But a morph market, obviously, it's being, you know, everybody that participates in it, you know, pays a nice hefty fee, I guess. And you can always type in whatever genetics you want on there, and also see what's available. And so, you know, it's a give and take. But I haven't seen World of Ball Pythons actually do anything lately. So
yeah, I mean, especially like considering that it is a database, you know, you would think that they would just, if anything, just fill that screen up, you know, with fucking advertisements, and get your money in on that to pay for all the funds to be able to keep it going strong.
Right. Right. And I don't know. I haven't seen anything come from it or any new stuff go on there. A lot of people, you're not the first person I've heard, hey, I submitted this, I submitted that, and never tagged onto it. So I'm like, I don't know. But Morph Market
Yeah.
is where it's at, where everybody goes. It's the go-to website.
Yeah, I'm officially a Morph Market dealer.
Nice.
I just set it up on Sunday.
Nice.
Yeah, moving up in the world, I guess. I I do shows. I love shows.
Right.
I have fun, man. I at the expos. I Do you have volume playing somewhere else? Maybe on your computer?
No.
I hear a crazy echo.
Do you want me to turn it down? That's why I have my headphones on. Do you want me to turn
Yeah.
it down?
Sometimes, yeah, I mute the computer. Yeah, I think it's gone now. Yep, that was it. So, so I like, even if I don't sell any animals, I have the time of my life, man. The kids, I love. I wish I could afford 20 kids. If I could afford 20 kids, I'd have 20 kids. There's something about seeing kids so motivated with the reptiles and bugs. I bring invertebrates. Like one of my favorite things to do is to bring giant Madagascar hissing roaches.
Nice.
Because you see people like freak out, and then all of a sudden they're like, their friend will be like, "Oh, I dare you to hold it," and then all of a sudden
exactly.
like, "Oh, I'm not gonna hold it." And it turns into a whole spiel, and then before you know it, you have someone going like, "How much is this?" It's like just a random person.
Right.
I'm like, "Oh yeah, we want a pair? I'll breed for you."
Yeah, exactly. Then you have a house full of hissing ones.
Yeah, they breed fast. They breed fast, and they're really easy. Like my son takes care of them, and my son, I have to like be on top of him. He's only 12 years old, and those things are just multiplying. Oh, hold on. Those things are multiplying like crazy. I mean, they do so well.
Right.
What did Gomez? Not Gomez, Brian. So, yeah. So now that the shows are canceled, because you guys are in the same situation as us in New York, where you're shut down, and it don't look like. Is there any plans of shows opening up over there?
We're gonna find out. I think November 28th. We're gonna find out if Pomona or the Anaheim show. So in a few days, we'll find out if they're gonna actually happen out here. If it does happen, I am planning to attend and actually show. There's a few local breeders that I've been talking to, and we're just waiting to hear. If it happens, then I'll be definitely posting up. I'll be there either Anaheim or Pomona. I'm not sure where the location is going to be at. So,
You're gonna vend, or you're gonna go as a
no, I'll vend. I'll vend. I have a few animals that I need to get rid of. Well, not get rid of in a way, in a sense. That sounds kind of harsh, but I would like to share it with everybody. And if they if they sell, they sell, and if not, I like hooking people up. I really do enjoy someone receiving an animal because I get taken care of. I get taken care of a lot. I build relationships with a lot of people, and I hit them up with like, hey, um, I got this much. What can you do for me? And they always go above and beyond. I have mentors that have been in the industry for 30 plus years, and they always tell me, hey, you got to be like this, you got to be like that, and when the opportunity happens, hook someone up. And that's always been my mentality. This is the reason why I do the chances to win. It's not that I can't sell the animal, but if I have the opportunity to say, hey, you know what, I got this, point proven, I have this beautiful specimen, beautiful animal, and I have them here with me, right? And if I say, hey, you know what, for $20 you can own this super special, for $20, not $1,000. It's not it's not going to come out of your pocket $1,000 to buy this animal. It's going to be $20, and you have the opportunity of chance to win it. So instead of paying $1,000 out of your pocket, you're going to pay $20. And if a lot of people participate, they open their opportunity to say, you know what, I'm not going to just put $20. I'm going to get 4 or 5 different spots. And if that's the case, they invest money on it and they have a chance. It's a opportunity to make it happen. And at the end of the day, the value is there of the animal. People, I usually do it for less than what the value of the animal is,
That's
because
cool.
um, it is what it is. To me, it feels like, what, here's the opportunity to get hooked up. And sometimes I do, people hit me up and say, hey, for this amount, I got, what do you have available? And then I'll be like, all right, well, I have, these proven breeders that, I have already the replacements in place, and I don't have a list really because I make them available as they come and say, hey, you know what, I could, what are you looking to get into? Well, I have a clown project. All right, well, let's do this. I have a pastel het clown, 2,500 grams. What's the market value on those? I've seen them from everything from like $900 up to $2,500, depending on the animal itself and who has it. So hey, let's go $1,200. And if they have the money, the opportunity is there, and they're prepared for it, then there it goes. And then hook someone up with it.
Oh yeah.
And that's pretty much it. People have helped me. Brian Barksick, he's helped me a lot. Jay Brewer from Prehistoric Pets Reptile Zoo, he's helped me out a lot. Even internal people like Tim O'Reilly that works with Jay. He's actually one of the first people that actually told me what to look for, how to deal with animals, if they get sick, what to do. So stuff like that. I mean, even from palpating to using, monitors and all that good stuff I learned from these, I guess you can call them old timers now, or old school players, because they're the ones that have been doing it for 40 plus years. You know what I mean?
I call them OGs.
Yeah, the
OGs.
OGs.
What's
If
going
you
on
keep
there?
the hoodie hood, and then they're the veteranos in the so they're the OG, triple OGs, and I've learned from them. So, and I learned from a lot of everybody. It doesn't matter how long they've been in the game or whatnot, but everybody has a little scent that we can pick up on, and definitely we just nurture ourselves with more wealth of information, and that what
Oh yeah.
makes us even better.
Oh, definitely. I mean, there's people out there that unfortunately they think they know everything. I've had a couple battles with one that on Facebook that like talk complete shit about me on a page, and I'm like, so when I message him, I'm like, when did this happen? Because I don't remember this conversation, And it is what it is, I look at everything so different. I look at what's going on, Jose. I look at everything in life in general is you learn if you think you know everything and you don't learn anything, then your life is complete. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a way of life to understand the concept of you can learn anything every day, and that includes with the hobby and everything.
I agree. And that's one thing that I don't consider myself someone that knows it all. I'll never, I don't know it all. I really don't. But I've learned from people that are started and just getting started. And I've learned from people that have been in this forever. And it's always a learning experience. I mean, if I knew it all, then I would be doing something else because I would have been bored of this already. But
Oh yeah.
every single day, it's something new. Every single time that we log into our snake pages and whatnot, there's something new. Whoa, that's actually a pretty good looking animal. Or how did you produce that? Or what was like? What were your chances to get it? So stuff like that goes into play. But yeah.
So we know that's
I'm not going to touch that subject.
we know that's not Jules. We know that's definitely Nick.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, like, so this morning, I posted a video. I did a snake tour of Vinny Meyer of VIP Morphs, and Vinny Meyer is just he's a local dude that's been in this game for like he's been breeding reptiles 20 plus years, and I actually met him buying rodents off of Craigslist.
Oh wow.
That's how I met him. Yeah, and it was crazy because it's the amount of input that I've learned from him. Like we both when I asked him how many colonies he has of rodents, he had half the colonies I had, but the same amount of reptiles as I had. And I'm buying rats off Craigslist, and he's fucking selling them.
Oh
So I
man.
was like, holy shit, where am I going wrong here?
Right.
What is going on? Because I mean, I think he had 13 and I had 26.
Oh
Just like I
wow.
said, same amount of animals. I'm buying rodents off of him and producing. Oh shit, there he is. But I went to his house yesterday and he let me do a video. We did a video of his setup.
Okay.
Showed off his fancy. He just got the ARS 5540 with the polycarbonate tubs that you can see right through.
Nice.
So, like it's if you when you get a chance, you gotta check out the video. It brings you back to back in the day when snakes went into aquariums.
Right.
And you can actually really admire your animals. Not that you don't admire them when they're in tubs, but
right.
You still got to slide it out.
Right. Correct. You don't get to peek in. You know.
Oh my god! And then the polycarbonate tubs are like so clear; it's like glass. But Vinny's a good mentor for me. I'm so grateful for my mentors. I love them
me
too.
too.
I ended up with a few good ones as well. And then even there's the cool thing about this whole the networking and marketing. Everybody has a little thing that they do, the way they market themselves, and you learn from that, which works out freaking awesome.
Right. Some good stuff, but it's always a learning experience. Yep.
Vinny's floor, you could eat off it. Well, you know what? I know something. That floor is also brand new. He broke his back installing it 2 weeks ago.
Well, yeah, you should be able to read off of it if you break your back on it. Shoot.
Oh, he went with that like blue wood grain. Looks like wood.
And
then it's like a bluish gray. And then it just looks so good. And then he put these black. He was having issues with the ARS with the bottom rack being the bottom level being like 5-6 degrees colder than the rest. So he bought foam, black foam, and he put it on the sides, cut it perfectly so it just wedges right in, and then he did panels on the bottom. So now the bottom zone only has 1 degree difference than the rest.
Smart.
Yeah.
Very smart.
And honestly, I think it looks better that way. It looks so nice with like the silver on the sides, with the powder coating. Oh, right. His is clean. His setup is opposite of mine. Mine is made of all different types of wood, all different types of tub.
Jeez.
Definitely crazy. I mean, eventually, I'm new to the game. I've only been in it for 5 years producing, and I haven't invested into racks yet. I will. It's just my whole thing is if I invest into racks, I want to just say I'm going with this brand, and then I just want to buy all of them, all at once.
Everything uniform.
Yeah, everything matched, everything at once, one and done. I have wood racks, so with wood racks, I always recommend to have a lid on it, so that God forbid you pick up mites from a show or a customer comes by and has them on their freaking shoes or something like that.
Right.
With the wood racks, I can treat the whole entire rack with some high potency stuff, and then keep the treatment for the snakes isolated in the tub with a lid.
Nice.
But when I switch over to PVC, where PVC doesn't give you all those pores for them to breed in, that ship will sail, and but it's going to be an expensive investment, unfortunately, when the time comes.
Replacing all your rack system is going to be this is not cheap, not cheap at all, and that's where you're going to be seeing a difference on cost with everything. It also becomes more, I guess you can call it more energy efficient, because everything is now at a certain level and it maintains that level too of temperature. So it becomes efficient. One thing that you can always do, well, depending, I don't know how it is out on the East Coast or where you're at, but solar panels go a long way. They do help a lot, especially trying to maintain a certain temperature. And now here where I live, it's always hot. Well, 95% of the time it's warmer than everywhere else. But when it does get cold, it does get cold too. So, but that's what the solar panels kick in, and they help with maintaining the heat.
Really? No, where are you? How far are you from San? So geographically, I have no idea California. I I've never been that far. The farthest I went was Baton Rouge, and I was there for about 72 hours.
Oh
Are you
man.
are you near No, I forgot what the hell it is. Where my buddy is.
Southern California is separated by L.A. You have L.A., you have Orange County, and you have what we call the Inland Empire, and then south is all San Diego County. So
San
I'm in the
Diego, that's
Inland
where my buddy
Empire.
is.
Yeah. So you got San Diego to the south, you got the Inland Empire towards the desert, and then you have L.A. and Orange County, and then that's how it's broken down. I guess you can break it down by in that situation. But I'm in the IE, which is the Inland Empire, um, close to the high desert. It's more valley than anything, so you get the extreme heats and extreme colds here a lot.
Oh, so the night gets cold?
Yeah, yeah. There's times that it could be down to like in the 14, 18 degrees.
What?
Out here, yeah. Last year it got down to 18 degrees, and the cold, and then the highest could be as this summer was 118.
Oh my god! And do you have humidity or you have low humidity?
No,
since
no,
you're
no.
next
It's
to the
all
desert?
dry. It's all dry out here. Humidity, you would have to drive about 25 miles west, and then you'll start feeling the difference. It's a lot cooler, but you start sweating like crazy, like if you be in Miami. So
So
that would be Orange County for you.
I heard in Arizona your cups don't get condensation. Do in where you are? Do your cups get condensation?
We do. That
Okay,
we do. Yeah.
because I want to experience that. I don't know, man. I mean,
I don't know. No, this one looks good.
yeah. So you're not mixing your liquor. I got my ginger ale and bourbon.
Oh no, I like it neat. I like my neat.
That's OG status. Let's see. I'm reading comments. Can you see the comments on your end?
Yeah, I can see it on this end.
Oh, so you're doing a computer too.
Yeah.
So here, I got a background for you to
Uh-oh.
give you a little feel. So it feels like I'm in SoCal. I got a few of them actually. Yeah. I like this one. This one's very scenic.
Oh, that's nice.
This one's really nice too.
Now you're in now you're in the IE.
Yeah, that's where I want to. Yeah, I'm gonna when I get smoking.
That crazy out here.
I know my buddy's in the mountains growing.
Uh-huh.
He has like a whole company making all types of shit. They have like all these crazy stainless steel.
What city is he in?
I don't know.
He's
in the. I don't know exactly. So like this.
There you go.
There you go, San Diego, baby.
That's San Diego, Mission Bay.
But my buddy, he moved out there with another friend, and they said we're going to the mountains of California to grow weed. And I was like, what? Like,
well, if where I stay, if you drive, I guess I don't know if you ever heard of Temecula, which is a nicer area. There's a huge mountain range going from there all the way to the Salton Sea. And all that range is all private properties. So there's a lot of growth. There's a lot of fields out there that have a lot of thousands of plants out there. So, and all kinds of good stuff. I know a few people out there too. But
yeah, I got to go out there. Everyone breaks my chops about going out, but it's so hard, especially. You know,
I'll take you to the ghettoest place in the world out here, and you'll be perfectly fine.
What do you mean?
Yeah,
I'm fine with
Gomez to another Gomez. Neat is the way to go. That's right.
Gomez.
We got the OGs and the Gs right here.
I love it. Gomez. They're always like. I heard someone said, "Oh, is he related to Sal Gomez or here either way? Are they related?"
No, unfortunately, we're not. We're not related, but somewhere down the line, yeah.
Yeah, you know, we all are all related. We all are humans.
Yep. Well, if you want to go that route, yeah, we go back to Adam and Eve.
Yeah. Definitely. So I see you got your Dodgers jersey.
Hey, man, I represent LA all day, baby. LA all day. Yeah, man. They lost last night by 2 runs.
Yeah.
It was disappointing, but the night before we won by 3. So.
Yeah, sorry,
So you got some dirt on your arm, man. You got some dirt. I want to scrub it off.
Let me tell you
Hey,
this.
you know what's funny though? They're watching the game with us at home on TV.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
they are. They are.
yeah.
You know what, man? We got a lot of expensive players who can't hit the fucking ball.
You got that right. They're making money just watching TV right now.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Tampa Bay. I've been waiting for, as much as I know how hard it is. I've been waiting for Tampa Bay to win. I mean, they're such a cheap team, and they're so badass.
They're
You know
good.
what I mean?
They're good. They got good players, but I don't know, man. LA's been overdue for what, almost 30 years.
Yeah. I think they also got rid of Don. You know, like I don't know. How'd you feel, Don Mattingly, as a coach?
Let's not speak about that.
Oh no,
I don't like. You know, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. We're still winning now, so I mean, if he's gone, he's gone. He did his due diligence, and out he went. That's the way it is,
Yeah. See, I got my New Yorkers supporting me over here against you guys on the West Coast. You know,
come out to the West Coast.
Oh man. Oh shit.
Yeah, actually it was. And I went down to my dad took me to see Fernando Valenzuela when he was actually pitching. So
your father played Major League Baseball?
I'll show you. It's on this side.
Everything is right side but backwards with the live streams.
There you go. You got a little Fernando Valenzuela right here. And I'm wearing his jersey too. So yeah, I was there when he pitched. My dad took me. I didn't know what the heck I was watching, but my dad took me. So yeah, I was born back then.
Oh, my camera went.
To see him play. What's wrong?
Hey, you know what? I got to get my new camera set up. This camera shuts out every 30 minutes. So.
Oh, not good.
Every 30 minutes, I got to hit the button. Do you know? 1988. 1988. I was 5 years old watching the Ninja Turtles.
I was 7 years old. So yeah, I know what's up. Growing out here in the 80s, it wasn't easy. 90s was worse.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
And I grew up in the hood, so hey, there you go. El Toro.
Yeah, so I do speak Spanish. You speak Spanish to me once in a while, but I speak kitchen Spanish.
Great. So tacos, burritos.
Tacos. Necesito platos de...
Necesito 5 tacos de asada con todo.
¿Dónde está where's my pollo? You know, I mean, that's my Spanish. I've done interviews in Spanish, and I'm like, tranquilo, like slow. So I do understand Spanish.
You sound like the motherland, man. Motherland Spanish is a whole nother level. I'm like, what? Nope. Motherland Spanish is a different story.
I'm kitchen talk, because there's not a lot of English speaking people in there, and then a lot of people in the restaurant business don't speak English, so you have no choice, and you have no choice to learn because they're talking. These guys are talking shit to you in a different language, and you got to
say it fast too.
Oh yeah, some people talk real fast, some people talk slow. This Spanish speaking dudes that got that high pitch, super fast voice. Forget it. I don't understand a word they're saying.
There's all the levels, of. You got the ghettos and you got the all proper. You got all level of Hispanics out here too, and man, to deal with all of them is not easy.
Oh yeah, I mean, in every country has their own dialects. So, like, we used to get people like up here. There's a lot of Dominicans. Actually, down in Westchester, where I used to live, and you'll get people, and they'll get someone that comes in, and he'll be like, "Oh, he's from DR, new guy. This is his name." And then all of a sudden, I'll be like, "Hey, Hota, do me a favor, ask this guy something." And he'll talk to him, and then all of a sudden, you'll see Hota get mad, and I'm like, "Dude, what's going on?" I'm like, "He's from DR." He's like, "He don't know what the fuck I'm saying."
True. Oh man.
So so if you were to give yourself advice, right now, and you could fucking go back in time and say to yourself, do this, not that, and just trust me, what would it be?
Good question. If I was to give myself advice, start buying females. I'm sorry, we'll go basic. It was so much easier to buy a male, a beautiful male. Powerhouse males is easy to come by. But I was male heavy for quite some time. And then I'm like, well, if I want to produce, but I got 3 of these and one of them. And that was that was my casualty from the beginning.
You're male heavy?
Yeah, I was male heavy. But one thing that I did like and how I got started, and if I may, my dad always supported me. When I was a little kid, my dad always supported me. He was like, my mom hated snakes, couldn't stand seeing them. So for years, my dad hooked me up. He's like, hey, if you're gonna keep snakes, make sure your mom don't find out. That means if you need to feed them, you're gonna sneak them in. If they poop, you need to clean them like that. So I did really well since I was 8 years old till about when I was 13 years old.
Yeah, we started liking girls and running around.
No. One of them pooped. I woke up late and I had to go to school. And then from there, mom came home.
Smelled it?
She started going, what's that smell?
Oh, shit.
Found them. She went under the bed. She found them. And she was like, well, as soon as I got home, she was like, come here. And I was like, what happened? She goes, either you get the chancla, which you know what the chancla is, right?
Yeah, I was going to say,
you get the slipper, or you make those disappear, right? So I waited for my dad to get home, and my dad goes, well, all these years, and she just found out. And she goes, what? Yeah, she didn't know. And so that was my screw up. But I ended up cleaning them, and then a few years later, I got them again, contrabanding snakes into the house, but
smuggling. That's great.
But that was my fault, man. But I did so well for so many years, and that's how I was raised. Yeah, la chancleta. There you go, chancleta, man. I don't have a bald spot just because I want to have a bald spot, but the chanclas always got me on top of the head for some reason.
Oh, see, my mother, she was American and she didn't believe in the hitting and all that. But my father, forget it with the slipper. And, but he'd go for the ass, he wasn't going for the head. He didn't want anything to show up on my face. Not that it mattered in the 80s, but, then you go to hit you and then you put your hands like, you block it. Then your fucking hands are all red and then you get hit again because you put your hands in front.
Right. Well, I was raised in tough love, man. And, I got everything from the belt, the chancla, I got the ironing cord, you name it. Man. I wasn't a good kid either. I deserved it. But, yeah, man, you name it. I even got a pan thrown at me once, but yeah, that was growing up tough back then.
Yeah, my father, I think it's because I'm first gen American on my father's side. So, and my father's like this gangster little dude, 5'2", but he didn't give a shit, So he would tear me up, and the police would show up, and he would be like, "Well, if you don't want him, take him. If I can't hit him, then take him." And then, of course, I'm like a 5-year-old crying, like, no!
Right.
The police officers, I'll never forget it. He said to my father, he said, next time he fucks up, do me a favor. Close your windows before you kick his ass.
Right. Jeez.
Yeah, but it's a different world now.
Yeah, that's how it is, man.
But yeah, the slipper. He never threw the slipper. I hear like, so a lot of South American families, it's the slipper gets even thrown at a distance.
Oh yeah.
But it was more of a full swing for us when we
if you were in close range, other than that, it was flying. If you're in close range, you got the full swing. But if you were running away, man, it was coming at you.
There's a video I saw on Facebook of a son doing something, and the mother, he ran away, and he's like a distance. He's like 20 feet, 30 feet away.
And she nailed him right in the head, huh?
Shit, she threw the slipper and bopped him right on the side of the head. I was like, oh my God, that is great. So what kind of snake was it that the first one that had to get evicted?
Oh, these were all normals. I had 5.
Ball pythons?
Yeah, I don't mess around, man. It was ball pythons. They're all normals. Beautiful, beautiful animals.
So that's what all it was. It was all normals, and unfortunately, wild caught.
Yeah, and but yeah, it was all normals. They were awesome. To me, it was just like an exotic. And my mentality back then was like, man, this is I have a snake. You know, it's a constrictor, and the mentality of back then to now, it's all changed. Now it's all genetics, and I got the prettiest snake. I got the 5 gene or 6 gene snake. Now back then it was just like, dude, I got a pastel. Dude, this is sick. You know, and pastels were not cheap back then. They were $7K. So yeah, man, that was pretty penny back then too, but also very rare. So that was our adventures back then.
I had good old normals with mites imported from Africa. You know, and ball pythons I hated. I hated ball pythons because they didn't eat. You know, that was the problem. They were wild caught. You know, they've been in a bag and sent over here, and you know, never
set properly. Setting. They just didn't want to sit.
And they didn't do good in my 29-gallon fish tank, my 30-gallon fish tank.
30-gallon fish tank? Oh, great.
Yeah, you know, they didn't do good in that. So I actually switched over to boas. Boas and corns. I like the corns too.
Right.
Now, what's your favorite morphood save that you work with?
I like the gargoyle.
The gargoyle. So that's a
gargoyle, combo, and right? I really liked messing around with the tri-stripe. So those are projects that I've got been working with for quite some time, and hopefully this year I'll be able to produce some cool stuff with it. So something crazy, something new. We'll see how that goes.
You've had tri-stripe for a bit?
Yeah, for quite some time actually.
Really? Mm-hmm. That's a cool morph. Castro Constrictors hatched out some tri-stripes this year, and I was like, why the hell don't I have this?
You need it, man. You definitely need it.
I just can't chase so many recessives, you know. I can't do it because I'm like a recessive stacker. So right. I already have.
Well, you have a lot of recessive. You have a lot.
Most of my inventory is
most of your stuff is all recessive, right?
Yeah. I mean, I have the other stuff that I like, but a lot of it is recessive, but it's it's all broken up into different programs, So I have my main project, the Clown Hypo, and then I have Pied Hypo, and Desert Ghost Pied, and Albino Pied. So those are my main ones, and then now I got Genetic Stripe working its way in with Hypo, and all types of other things, but. I want to venture into other stuff, but I just right now I'm like, and then now it's TSKExotics.
Oh yeah,
and that was something that was just handed to me. I didn't like Exanthic. I never liked Exanthic until I cut that egg, and I saw that beauty come out of the egg, and I was like, "Holy shit!" Now I know why everybody loves this animal.
No wonder you're like la la la.
Oh my god. And like I got my Exanthics because somebody was in a jam and sold me their collection.
Oh,
like it was someone I was buying like legit snakes from, and she was a young girl, and just things didn't work out.
Right.
And she was having trouble feeding them. So she was like, "Oh, whatever money you can give me." She's like, "But at this point, I was, and she's like, "Oh, these are TSKExotics." And I was like, "Oh, well, I'll prove them out." I didn't want it. So the whole reason why I have Exanthic is because I got them for the right price, and then I wanted to prove them out because if I don't produce a het, I'm not going to sell it.
Right.
So, I paired it out. It was 1 to 3, 1 male, 3 females, all hets. And holy shit, man! I cut that egg, and it shed, and it's crazy.
Your eyes lit up. You're like, oh, sex.
Because it just gets it's another morph that gets zero justice on the camera.
Right. Oh yeah.
Zero justice.
Definitely.
And then I find out that so I hatch it and I'm like, all right, cool. This one proved out. I can sell this female. And then I go on Morph Market. And I'm looking up TSKs. And I'm going, there ain't much of them around. No. And holy shit, look at the price of them. And I like this snake. So now I'm like, I'm full. I need a male. I need a more powerful male. But I just don't have the pockets for it because I have three breeder size females, hets. And then I hatched out a female, which I'm not complaining about. I'm glad I got a female because then now, if I hit that clown hypo this season coming up,
that's gonna be sweet.
Then I breed it to that, when they're ready.
When it's ready.
But I don't know. Even the pieds, the lightning pieds are pretty crazy too.
Yep, those are. I've always been. I like them. I like them a lot. The Stormtrooper that JD produced was epic. Definitely epic. I loved seeing his stuff, and when he brings it out to Pomona years ago, a couple of years ago, that was something else. Seeing that was ridiculous. So being able to produce something like that, the wow feature is always what gets me. If it makes me go wow, even if it's a single gene, even if it's the super form of it, as long as it makes you go wow, then it's something nice. You okay there?
I went a little powerful on that one. Better add some ginger ale to that shit. Yeah, and JD Constrictors is someone on my radar with stuff because he does the TSKs and the SKs.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to mess with any other ones. I'm happy with having that one, and I've been hawking his thing, and once I pay off, I'm paying off a lily white crested gecko right now. And what is the other one? Firefly leopard het clown female that Vinnie Meyer produced, and I'm paying off a DJI camera that is pre-ordered. So getting that male, because with Xanthic, I feel like you got to add pastel to it. I do like what Spider is, but I breed a lot of Spider, so I don't want to add more to the equation.
Right.
But I would love to see what a desert ghost pied Xanthic would look like.
Oh, that would be sick.
I think it would be clean, bright, crisp. A lot of white. I think there's so much going for it. He has the Chewbacca. Yeah, Calico. Nice. Calico's another one to throw in there.
Calico's underrated, in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh, I agree with Calico Sugar. What are your thoughts about the whole Calico Sugar thing?
It's the same thing to me.
It is to me too.
It is to me. It's the same thing, but regardless, because they produce the same flares, everything's the same. Some obviously with rating, some will produce higher whites. The other ones will have more coloring, but at the end of the day, to me, Sugar Calico is the same thing.
Yeah, I think it's just like pastel.
Mm-hmm.
You can hatch out a pastel that stays super bright, and then you can hatch out a pastel that browns out.
Right.
So I think it's what's the term? Expression.
Yep.
There's higher expression sugars and calicos.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I have a calico male that I bred to a bumblebee, so I'm hoping to get some Cali bees because I do like the Cali. I think Calico and Spider is another hand-in-hand combination.
Yeah.
But I have a male that he hasn't figured it out. He just hit 500 grams, and it's a pastel sugar possible het orange dream.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I'm waiting. Oh, there's chatter going on over there. What? I'm missing the words because it's too fast. But it's my buddy Julio Pabon. Great guy. He's out in New Hampshire. New Hampshire. Yeah, these are all New Yorkers in here, except for Bane.
New York.
New York.
New York.
New York and the Yankees. So what would you say is the most underrated morph?
Normals.
Really?
No, you can never go wrong with the normal, but underrated morph. That's a good question.
Like I used to think Hypo.
Hypo's yeah.
I used to think Hypo, but now Hypo is
taking a different
rise.
Yeah, they're up there. I don't know, man. I mean, what would be an underrated morph? Because everything I see, it's doing pretty good. I can't pinpoint anything that would be underrated at the moment. Me myself, at least.
All right. What morph do you not have that you want?
I ultimately need, and it's more of a need. I need a cherry bomb for my collection.
Cherry bomb?
Yeah.
The fuck is that?
Albino. It's a red eye leucistic.
Really?
Yeah. That's what I've seen. I've seen one. Man, where did I see it? I don't know if you ever seen one. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I think Miguel has one. Miguel from Always Evolving Pythons.
Yeah.
I think he has a cherry bomb. But I need it. I definitely need. That would be my next. If I do purchase a next snake, that would be it. A cherry bomb. That would complete my bells. All my white snakes with different color eyes.
Garrick DeMeyer's got them too. So
oh really? Sweet. I'm gonna have to check them out. But cherry bombs is cherry bomb would be my next go-to.
Do you know if that's a T- or a T+ albino?
I'm not sure.
That'd be a Gomez question. Hey Gomez,
what does Gomez say to that?
Is that a minus or a positive? Gomez knows all the
albino
insides
stuff
of albinos, and he's my go-to guy with all that stuff.
Uh-oh.
Did you notice my background earlier?
Yeah.
With your puppies?
Oh, my girls? Yeah. I saw Nala and Hazel behind you.
Do you breed them?
No, actually, I will start breeding them. I'm waiting for them to be 2 years old. I'm going to have them health tested before I actually pursue breeding them. I want to make sure that they're in their prime, if they can be bred. American Pocket Bullies, these girls are only a whopping 35 pounds. They're not any huge animals. There is the micro bully. I don't like it, period. It's the ones that look all bowed out. Their legs are all bowed out wrong. So I don't steer for that. But these are American Pocket Bullies, and they grow out to be about 35 pounds max. They're stay small, but they have everything. Everything's they're energetic. Hazel's the one that's really, really nice. And
which one's Hazel? The one with the Roddy colors?
No, the tri is the black, white, and brown. She is Nala, and Hazel's the other one, the lilac looking one, champagne looking one.
I may be getting one, a bully.
Oh, nice.
I may be getting one. A guy, his name's Ray Rock on Instagram. Mm-hmm. His daughter bought a snake off me like 4 years ago. It was her first snake ever.
Oh, nice.
And I've been mentoring her. She got into crescent geckos. I've been there for her with questions and everything over the years. Mm-hmm. And I had to put down my pity last summer. We had to put her down. Oh, wow. She was 15 years old. She was a mess. It was her time. She was sort of crying at night in pain. Uh-huh. And she had an infection on her ear, and unfortunately we had to say, you know what? It's not fair for her. She's actually suffering at this point, and he is like so set on me getting one of his puppies, and he's got a brindle female and then a blue male.
I love brindle. Brindles are nice. Growing up, we had a brindle pit, full staff pit. And dude, that thing was amazing, huge head, and that's why I have a deep love for pits. But having the ability to have these pocket bullies, they don't grow as heavy or big, and they're good with kids, so they're very energetic.
I'm just more worried about the whole climate. Like my dog, I can leave my dog. I right now we have a Labahula, a Catahoula leopard dog, and crossed with a Labrador Retriever.
Right.
Like so, when Bailey, climbs up on the counter and eats a loaf of bread, and I'm pissed off, I can lock his ass outside for half a day. And I know with these designer animals, you can't really leave them outside.
Right. Correct. Yeah, that's very true. They don't do well with heat.
Heat or cold, most of them.
Yeah. In this area, it's mostly heat. So we keep them indoors. But with cold, they do well. But when it comes down to heat, they're just like the French bulldogs. They don't have as many sweat glands as other dogs. So they always lay out, they try to seek the cool to always keep themselves cool. So, and they're always breathing hard too. So
is that the reason why they don't about the sweat glands? Because I mean, I didn't know exactly why. I just know that like when it comes to like bulldogs and bullies,
they don't have the sweat glands other dogs do. So therefore they try to seek cool different methods. That's why you see them a lot with kiddie pools, and they jump in there like no problem. Nala loves the water, and Hazel doesn't like it, but she'll try to keep cool. She'll always try to lay out. We have concrete, so she'll always lay us out on the concrete. But Nala would always dip herself into the water. If she can live in the water, she'll be in the water because it just cools her down so much quicker.
So how long can you? Oh, hold on 1 second. Vincent says hi, Vinny, my buddy. That's Vinny Meyer's son, Vinny Jr. He's my bud. He always wants me there, but then when I'm there, he kicks me out. But like, if you let him outside, like, how does that go? Like, can you be outside for?
Yeah, we keep them inside most of the time, and we have a huge kennel for them. But we bring them out. They go do their necessities. They play for a while, and then we have to judge because of the temperature. When it's hot, they go outside for a certain amount of time, then they come back into the they cool off, and then they go back outside.
How long? They can be out there for 20 minutes?
Yeah, 25, 30 minutes, and then bring them back in.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking like 5 minutes. I'm like, fucking
no.
ready, like.
No. You leave them out there for a little bit, and then they come back and freshen up.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Because that's all I'm nervous about. Like, so this is like my first fancy dog, the Labahula, which can handle anything.
Right.
And then the pitties were pretty good at everything. I mean, my pitty, my girl Kaya, this dog sunbathed. She was a dark brindle, like mainly black with tiger stripes. Nice. Right. And this girl would lay right in the blacktop in the sun and just lounge hours. And then you'd be like, Kaya, come inside. And she'd like lift her head and give you like the fuck you and lay back down.
Jeez.
So I am nervous about it, but the more I talk about it and learn about them, because it was just something that I could never afford, so it wasn't really something that I was into.
Mm-hmm.
But this guy Ray is so like he's telling me like, you need this dog, man. I know you need I've been searching for dogs. I don't know how it is in Cali, but in New York, like with this whole COVID shit, you can't find dogs nowhere.
Oh man, out here they're everywhere. It's easier to find them out here, and especially designer dogs too.
I we'll see what happens if I get the bully. If I don't get the bully, man, I'm fine with like a hood dog,
Right.
Just straight up hood. As long as it's female, I want a bitch.
Right.
Because, the male dogs get more attached to women. Right. And the female dogs get more attached to men.
And they challenge you too.
Oh, mine don't.
Yeah.
If I look at him and point at him, he pisses on the floor. So I gotta be careful when I yell at him. And he's like a 75-pound dog. But if he's bad, you know, because he gets like worked up, and he'll like jump over the kids and then accidentally like catch a foot on my kid's head, and I'll be like, "Hey, Bailey," and all of a sudden he like pisses on the floor, and I'm like, "Oh, you fucking asshole!" And I have to send his ass outside, you know. But I want a female pit, man. Kaya was like my girl. Mm-hmm. You know, the only thing I complained about Kaya was like I don't know the word. Like you fall asleep, she's at the foot of the bed. Right. You wake up, you're like in a fucking pretzel, and she's like in your lower back, and you're like, because she just inches into you while you're sleeping. Uh-huh. Huskies. I wouldn't mind a husky or a shepherd, but
I wouldn't mind either one of those either. They're very hardy animals too.
It's the fur, man.
Yeah, they shed a lot too.
We just lost our German shepherd a few years ago. She passed on us. Belle, I think she had mental issues because when she was a cute little fluffy puppy, I was at my buddy's house and this crazy lady used to walk into my buddy's property. Uh-huh. Like when she did walk, she'd walk into his property, walk up his long driveway, and then go around. And she was afraid of dogs. So Belle was like this like 7-week-old fluffy German shepherd that was like not that big, small. Right. And she went into the yard, and I was there. And, man, that dog went up for pets all happy, seeing a human. And this bitch started just hooking the dog, punching the dog in the fucking head. And she got like 10 punches on my puppy's head before I fucking went volcanic. Right. And my friend's mother had to calm me down because she thought I was going to kill this lady. And Belle was never the same, man. I feel like that fucking lady broke her. But Belle was a smart dog. Uh-huh. And she was a spiteful dog. So, like, you know, when the puppy pisses in the house, you put his face into it, you know, don't piss in the house, bring it outside. Right. So, Belle, I did that to her when she was a puppy. She came back in, she put all of her toys in the center of the room and pissed on them. Yeah, she was no joke. I'll see you later, Brian. And she was a pain in the ass. She chewed up. I had to redo my whole kitchen. She'd pull corner bead off of the walls. She chewed sheetrock. She was a nightmare. And then it was kind of like kids, you know, like once they hit 5 years old, it's like a flip of a switch, and they all of a sudden it's like, hey, do this, and they do it. And you're like, whoa, who the fuck is that kid? You know?
Where did that come from, right?
And she was great. But at 8 years old, there was a snowstorm, and at my father's house, he's got this 8-foot wall. And whenever it snowed, Belle would run and jump up and down the 8-foot wall. She was a pure German shepherd. It was awesome. Right. You know, it snows. It's like, all right, let her out. She's running. So we installed a doggy door, and she would run inside and drink water. And from her jumping up and down, her stomach flipped. She bloated. So we didn't know. We thought that she was just, you know, not feeling well. Uh-huh. I'll see you later, Samson. Samson's going to be on tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to do a live stream with him. But, yeah, so she passed, and it was fucking heartbreaking, man. On my wife's birthday.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, on my wife's birthday, the water main blew at the hotel. I was the managing engineering manager, and the water main went while we had a 900-person wedding going on. So I'm ordering like trailers with fucking porta potties inside them. And my wife calls me and tells me Belle's dead in the kitchen. And I'm like, oh, it was just such a bad experience. So now I'm afraid of German Shepherd. I'm afraid of anything that has a large chest, because I guess it's common for their stomachs to twist. But, yeah, Vinnie Meyer, he said his parents bred him. Oh, it didn't show up. I would love to breed dog. I had a Kaya, that dog that my princess that is in heaven now. That dog, my buddy found in the winter during a snowstorm, tied up to a post office blue box with speaker wire and a choke chain in the hood. And
figures.
They drove by and they were like, him and his girl were going to the bar. And they go to the bar and then all of a sudden they leave. It's like 4 a.m. And they're like, oh, let's drive by and see if that fucking dog's right there. Still there.
Still there.
And it was snowing and the dog was still there. So they just saw the dog was tied up. They found out that it was choke chain and speaker wire when they walked up to it.
Right.
And his girlfriend was like, nope, we're taking this fucking dog. So they took the dog in. So Kyle was this brindle pit, fully malnourished, skinny, scrawny, fucked up situation. He's like, dude, I got a dog for you. I got a female because I had my pup Chino. That's how the Chino thing started, was with the dog. Chino started because I work in restaurants, and Spanish people are racist sometimes, and they look at people with slanted eyes.
Not even if Hispanics don't make fun of you, they don't like you. That's the way it is.
I don't know, man. These MS-13 dudes did not like my ass. They didn't. I didn't know what the 13 meant. Yeah, I don't want to talk about that on a YouTube thing, but I'll tell you the story. It was pretty funny. But yeah, so he took the dog in, and I worked this double shift. I drove down. I drove 2.5 hours, picked her up, and I'm like, the fucking dog's lactating. So we thought that maybe the dog just had a litter or whatnot because it was so skinny. And then I bring the dog home. I bring it to the vet. I do everything. I'm single in a 1-bedroom apartment working fucking 90 hours a week. I get home and I hear guinea pigs in my house.
Oh, good.
I'm like, what the fuck is that? She was having a litter of puppies under the futon couch.
Jeez.
Vet had no idea. She was 26 pounds. 26 pounds. When I got back to weight, she was 45 pounds in her prime. She was awesome. She was a short pit, but she was a street dog. Me and that dog got in fights together with other dogs because whenever a dog would try to mount her, she's going for the jugular. So there was a couple times where I had to break up fights. There was 2 dogs trying to fight, her fighting 2 dogs in like the park. So that's where the whole brindle pit thing came in, where I miss my pit, man. I need that back in my life. So we'll see if Ray Rock. We'll see if it can work out.
If it works out for you, man, that'd be awesome. We'll have to see definitely some pictures of that.
Oh yeah, they're nice, man. I want. They remind me of gargoyles, like cartoons.
Right.
The bullies.
Right.
So the gargoyle from
some memories there.
so listen to this, right? So the name that I'm picking for it. You remember who Zulo was?
Ah, dude, I don't remember.
Zulo was the gargoyle from Ghostbusters. The gargoyle ghost from Ghostbusters.
Oh, dang, dude. I'm going to have to look it up.
So Zulo is it. So I'm going to name it Zula.
Zula. There you go.
Yeah.
Dude, you brought some memories there. Yeah, that's some good stuff.
So what's your goals for this upcoming season? Are you ready? Do you have any set goals for breeding?
I do have a few goals to hit. Hopefully they go. And you've probably seen some pictures of it. I have a yellow belly, banana, orange dream pied that I'll be putting to some females. So hopefully I get some cool stuff out of that one.
That's a fucking powerhouse right there.
Yeah,
Holy cow.
Hopefully he does really well, and we'll see what he produces. So yeah, those are simple goals, man, that we set goals and we try to get them. So hopefully we get something cool and then be able to show it off,
Is this his first year breeding?
Yeah, first year. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, because they either get it or they don't.
Yep. So we'll see. That's one of the goals for this year. We'll see how that goes. But
yeah. I need art. I saw an orange dream pied yesterday, produced by MH Pythons at Vinny's house, and I mean, the brightness of them is so freaking crazy, man. I mean, now I understand why pies, because I look on Morph Market for stuff that would fit in my programs, and fuck, man, it's like $600 for a orange dream het pied female. It's crazy. And I'm
it's a
like,
hot ticket item. Same thing with bells. Bells jumped up from like 275, 350 to 500 right now. The bells are just they're hot pancakes right now. Everybody wants top dollar for them.
really?
Yeah, I've seen them lately. Everything goes above 450 for any bell, male
Male or
female.
female, don't matter. See, I'm like so picky if I were to ever get a bell. I'm very picky about it. It has to be a super. It
Right.
can't be a 1-in-1. That's the parameters that I need to pick, you know?
Yeah.
I would love, I mean, Super Mojaves catch my eye.
You're right.
Super Russos, too. Of course, Super Russos, because those ones are just so fucking bright.
The
But
the best looking bell I've had was from a lesser crystal. Um, if you go back in my Instagram, you'll see it there. Just simply brightest white I've ever seen, with a pinkish head. And
pink head.
Yeah, really, really soft, subtle, but it was just everybody wanted it. Everybody that's seen it wanted it. But the lesser crystal is probably the cleanest bell that I've seen, personally. That is just white, white, white. It's just the cleanest one. White diamonds are nice. I've seen a lot of those. I've seen Super Russos but the cleanest one I've seen is that was produced by Brian Barczyk and from BHB, and yeah, that one was the cleanest one I've ever seen. Just very, very clean, crystal. Everything was just perfect on it.
Yeah, Angel's Ball Pythons is like the Bell Complex queen. Well, princess, because she's a young person.
Uh-huh.
She's young. We got over 20 years on her.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, and I watched her cut her first clutch. It was incredible. It was awesome. It's awesome to think. Imagine if I started breeding ball pythons at 17. She knows everything. We've been in group like video chats, and like people will start talking about different combos to make bells, and she's like on it. You know, with if you do this one, you get this one. This one has this trade, and that one has that trade, and I'm bad. I just, they're white with blue eyes. That's what I know.
Right.
I am doing a pairing. I did a trade and I picked up a super pastel Mystic Yellow Belly male.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, I put that with a Pastavi. So we'll see what it produces. I didn't realize that when you do Mystic Potions and you add pastel to them, it's not the greatest combination. But whatever. If either way, how the odds goes.
Right. It could go either way. It could go either way. Either really, really, really nice, or let's try again.
And like, I feel like 2020, the odds gods for pieds is like ridiculous. Seems like everyone I know that has pied clutches have like ridiculous pied clutches. Ballers Garage just did a pied clutch visual to het, and it was 8 eggs and he hit 7 pieds.
Oh wow, nice.
Yeah, talk about fucking odds gods, Oh, it was incredible. I watched the live, and I was like screaming at my phone because I was like, "Holy shit!" Like
7 out of 8. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's
yeah. He beat his daughter. Him and his daughter were cutting 1 for 1, and she's the one that got the only non-visual out of the clutch.
Oh man.
And I bred visual to het, and one clutch was 3 visuals out of 4, and then another clutch was 4 visuals out of 6. So I feel like pieds were so good in 2020. My fingers are crossed because I'm going to have probably hopefully 10 pied clutches next year.
Oh, nice.
And I'm really praying that, hopefully it's not opposite.
Yeah, hopefully it carries over to next year too.
Oh my God, that'd be great because you work with a lot of orange Desert Ghost, right?
Yeah.
So I just have the one. I have one desert ghost. I have my female maker banana desert ghost hepide. So I'm breeding him to. He's already done. He's already done 3 pairings. He's still eating good. I'm gonna. I think one more round of latches, and then I'm gonna move him on to the next round of females.
Right.
And my fingers are crossed because unfortunately it was only one visual pied, and then the other 2 are hats, a regular hat and a cine hat. And I'm trying to separate the banana. Even though I have a female maker, I don't mind it, but I don't know how much of a fan I am of Desert Ghost influence on banana.
Right.
It's such a bright snake that you don't really see it.
You don't. You really can't.
You know, it's there, and it definitely looks better than other bananas, but
a regular banana, it's a lot brighter, cleaner. But you got to have an eye for it, definitely.
I don't know. I don't know if I've seen a Desert Ghost Exanthic. I would think so. Desert Ghost is in like everything now, but you never know. That's what I want to do.
I haven't seen one yet.
I want Desert Ghost Exanthic pied.
That would be epic.
That, or even hypo. You know, add hypo in it.
Even had hypo to it. That would be sick.
Because the Desert Ghost hypo, they look fucking awesome. I would love to see one of those with pinstripe. It seems like pinstripe and Desert Ghost go hand in hand. You add hypo to it, and then it'll make it even brighter.
Right.
Yeah, I just can't wait. I'm like, I wasn't expecting so many females to hit the 1,500 mark.
Mm-hmm.
So now like my whole breeding plan kind of is changing, because at first I was like, oh, I mean, it's a good thing, but now I'm like, okay, well, I did the opposite.
You're like, now more to play with.
Yeah, but I don't have that many males.
That can always change.
That is true. That can always change. I need that TSK Exanthic male. True Ghost, Desert Ghost. So yeah, that's what it would be, right? Even though True Ghost is just Ghost.
Right.
Yeah, I believe in the old school route. Just like how it is, it's like that with boas. That a ghost is a Exanthic hypo with the boas. And then ball pythons, it was originally that. You know, originally what we call ghost now is just hypo. So I don't call. I get corrected by like the old timers. Right. If I say like orange ghost, they're like, it's not an orange ghost, it's a hypo.
Well.
Uh-oh.
No, I won't mess up. I won't touch it. I won't touch it.
I want to hear it.
I won't touch it. It's all good.
So you call ghost. You call hypos ghost?
I call it the same. It's the same thing to me.
Yeah,
it's the same thing to me. They do the same exact thing. To me, my personal opinion on hypo and ghost are the same thing. They're gonna, ghost out the pattern, the body itself. It's the same thing. So I'm not. There's no much a debate. Same thing with sugar and calico. They're gonna do the same thing. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I need more desert ghosts. So when are your desert ghost clutches coming?
Well, we'll see when they start laying.
Yeah.
Once they start laying, then I'll give you a timeline for that.
Oh, I picked up a pastel. What was it? Pastel desert ghost possible het pied. And
nice.
Female. And you could see the stripes. I was like, I went to the breeder. I'm like, does it have markings? He goes, honestly, I haven't checked. We flipped that bitch over and we're like, oh, hell yeah, it has markings. So I'm like, that's a perfect fit for my male.
Dang, that'd be nice.
What do you like to mix Desert Ghost in with?
Leopard.
Yeah, leopard. Yeah, it brightens it up.
Mm-hmm.
I need more
Leopard.
leopard.
Leopard definitely makes a difference. Hidden Woma
Yeah.
or both.
Oh hell yeah. Sounds like something that's going on over there.
Or both. I got a leopard hidden Woma female that will be playing with those genetics soon.
Oh yeah.
So,
Het Desert Ghost, or
head
you're
doesn't
gonna
go.
introduce it? Oh shit.
So that one, we'll see what. I definitely want to see that outcome. So we'll see what comes out from there. That'll be pretty interesting.
How do you like Spot Nose?
Love it. Spot nose, everything that is dangerous to play with. It's always fun to see. I have a good friend that passed away several years ago. Maybe you heard of him, Nate from House of Scales.
Yes.
He was heavy on spot nose, and he produced some really crazy looking animals. Um, he was also into off-roading, and one of those became one of the casualties why he's no longer with us.
Oh man.
But a lot of the stuff that it was all spot nose. He lived in Santa Ana, California, and I honestly heard through the grapevine who took over his all his animals, everything. Someone purchased them or something, and that person, I don't know what they did with them, but they I the whole everything just got lost. What the heck happened here?
Really?
Yeah, everything on that got lost, and I don't know where those animals went, um, or who has them, or who had them, or whatnot. But yeah, he showed me some super spot nose stuff that he mixed to something else, and it was just ridiculous looking. It looked like a cow, piebald, whatnot. It was a freak animal, but it was so nice. And I haven't ever seen one since he produced it. But yeah, that's Spot Nose does some crazy stuff too.
And it's
I don't
somewhere
know.
in the world. You hope. You hope that
Yeah,
whoever
I
got
hope
it
someone else.
is.
Yeah, it goes. I could get to see that again if it's ever produced or someone ever, because he would never tell me. Well, or he did tell me certain breedings that he was doing, but the outcomes were just like, what the heck is that? Um, but yeah, his stuff was always really nice, and he paid top dollar for it too. But his when he was producing stuff, I was blown out of proportion. I was like, dude, that is wicked nice. And I haven't seen anything since. I don't know anybody who was actually, mixing stuff like that right now that could produce something like that. So hopefully, this season, if not next, I'll be able to do something like that too.
Yeah, you're gonna introduce it into Pied.
Yeah, definitely. That would be something cool to see.
Yeah, I have one, but I have a rough situation with mine because he's a fire spot nose pinstripe,
Hmm.
and I suck at labeling pinstripe spot nose combos, and I bred him to 5 girls. So I have like 5 snakes. I have no idea what the fuck they are. I know, and they're females too. And I'm like, I can make good money on them, and I can't because I'm like, it's like you mix that. So you mix it with pastel, right? And then you have these snakes that are spot nose pinstripes, but are they fire? Are they
Right.
pastel? I can't tell if they're either fire or pastel. I can't tell if they're fire or pastel. So like I have a 4-gener one that I believe is a fire pastel spot nose pinstripe, but then I have like 3.
Send me the pictures. I like to see them.
Now I'm gonna have to because I'm like trying to get everybody's input, and I'm like, I don't want to sell something wrong, but at the same time,
Right.
I want to,
And that's actually been one of my latest pet peeves is people mislabeling things, or possible this, possible that, and just because they do a pairing and you can't really see it, um, they start labeling and tacking on some cash and selling it as a possible. I know where it comes from, the possibility of it being a certain thing, but I mean, seek, like I do, I always ask questions. I'll send it out to people that have been in the industry long enough and say, hey, what do you think of this? This is the pairing. This is the outcome. Let me know what your thoughts are. And I will never stick to one person's opinion. I always ask a lot of people about it and try to eliminate the possibility, because it's just that to me is just, if you don't know what it is, don't sell it as if possible. That's just my opinion. If you don't know what it is, then sell it as what you see it, and that's it. Label it as possible. It may produce something crazy, maybe down the line, but if you can't see it or you can't label it or pinpoint it, then just avoid it all the way around.
Well, I will label it. So I'll label it possible, but I am not. It's not going to change the price.
Right.
So like people will do like a possible, then throw on an extra $50. Like I'm against that.
Right.
If it's possible, it's more of like a bonus. Like so I have what is it? I don't even. Either it's a possible yellow belly, right? I'm not going to throw that extra price. Like even like possible anything like hets. Like when it's a 50% possible, I don't see the extra money in it.
And I seen it. I seen it where people are labeling, oh, possible, but hey, this other person has the same thing for $75 less, and it's a possible. But why are you charging more? And they're like, well, it's a possible. It could be this. I'm like, well, if you don't know, why charge for it?
Exactly.
That just is, to me, it's just, you're just trying to make an extra buck. You can always label something as possible, quote unquote, and but that's just my opinion. Again, that's just what I think. I don't think it's fair. If you can't pinpoint it, or you can't say, hey, you know what? I talked to these people and they're with me in reference to this, and we have documentation to back you up, then that's a different story. But if you have nothing to back you up, then don't label it as and say, I'm going to charge you $75 or $100 or $150 even, just because you're labeling it a possibility.
Oh yeah, and I see that. I see that a lot with Pied. It's Pied markers. I'm like, what was the pairing? Oh, there was no pairing. There was no Pied in it. Oh, but look at the markers. And I'm like, yeah. So what if it's a low expression orange dream, low expression yellow belly? There's so many morphs out there that do it. Yeah, I get in an argument when there's a couple breeders I know that are always like, oh, this thing's definitely possible.
Well, grow it up and still don't sell it. Grow it up and prove it.
Yeah, exactly. Like I feel like a possible, if you want to get that money for it, you got to prove it out.
Yeah, prove it out and then sell it as is. But don't label it as a possible and try to make some cash off of that possibility.
Yeah, because my whole argument with all of that is when you do shit like that, it's bad for the hobby, because you want people to have that great experience of those eggs hatching and seeing that what they're looking for.
Right, exactly.
When you when people, like, even like the whole hets thing, like when someone sells a het and then it doesn't prove out,
right?
Like that's a huge kick in the balls, and then especially if you got it as like a hatchling. Right. You bought this het, you paid top dollar for it, you wait, it doesn't eat good, it's fucking 5 years old, and you finally get a latch and you breed it to a visual and don't get one fucking visual, and you're like,
yeah, that's heartbreaking.
Oh yeah. Possible normals.
Yeah, hey, you know what? Those are 100% possibilities you'll get normals for sure.
I just sold I had a snake that there's a gene that's floating around that's in my it's floating around in my Pied programs, or my Pied male, I think. But I have no idea what the fuck it is. I just know that it's breaking up the pattern on the Pieds. It's making the Pied markers, edges. And the outline is rugged, almost like yellow belly. But it's not yellow belly. And I can't tell because it's a Pied that I'm breeding that has it. So every baby has the fucking markings, the belly markings. So the male I produce is like this female I produced is so bright, and the alien heads have like a dark brownish orange, no white at all, and then it has high blushing. It's a beautiful normal. I mean, absolutely beautiful. What's going on, Chris? So I put it up for sale as a super normal.
Now you sounded like me.
Super normal. So one of my customers like, oh my God, you're not kidding. That super normal is beautiful. Like, how much is it? I'm like, $30. They're like, what? I'm like, it's a fucking normal. You know, like, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, right.
But it's a normal female that looks beautiful, and if it is passed on, and if it is something, then
right,
you know, awesome.
The person that picked it up.
Hell yeah, you know, take the gamble. I wish I need to get normals, to be honest with you. I'm pretty. Out of all my snakes, I don't have one normal.
Oh man.
I know. Because now I'm realizing like certain things, like I was telling you about the pinstripe and the spot nose. If I had a normal, that'd be great to breed to isolate.
You need, in my theory is you need at least three normal females.
So what do you
size?
How do you utilize breeder size females?
Because they take you away from that doubt. You produce something that's crazy, you grow it up, and then you can, if it's a male, definitely you say, hey, you know what? Let me see when we put it back to a normal. Or if that's the only one you have and you can use all three, then you open your chances to prove out, see what's the difference between those animals. If you have some possibility out there, and say, hey, you know what? There goes increases your chances to weed out what it is. Versus if you only have one and they only lay 6 eggs and it is what it is, you get 1 out of 6 to see the difference. But if you have 3 different variables out there from 3 normals, and then you prove something out, if you only have that one male that is ridiculously different, then you want to be able to see where it's coming from, or if it's a trait, if it's going to produce something crazier later down the street, down the lane, then you'll be able to say, you know what, it came out of this one pairing, it came out of this pairing, it came out of this pairing, and these are all 3 normals, and this is the variations that came out of it. So you increase your chance to weed out or to determine whether it's something that you can genetically pass on or not.
Now, do you deal with the live, with the wild caught? Have you ever played into that world?
One, yes, just one.
Just one
wild caught. Mm-hmm.
Who'd you get it from? Outback?
I actually picked it up from Jerry years ago.
Jerry Robinson?
SoCalExotics.
I think it's. I know a guy on Facebook that's like, he's like the go-to guy with morphs. Jerry Robinson. I don't know what his company is though.
SoCalExotics I think he's out of Virginia now.
Is this logo black with a little green cartoon snake on it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah. But it was years ago. But
how long have you been breeding?
Too long. Too long to count. It's been a while.
Over 10 years? 15?
Oh, yeah. Probably, yeah, close to that.
Holy shit. Yeah. So you are an OG in this shit.
No, man, I'm learning. I'm just starting.
Yeah.
Jerry's he's the one that she's about, I want to say 4,500 grams. So
big girl.
Big girl, yeah. And that's the only one that's been wild. But that's a huge animal.
So when you get someone that you meet and they're getting into the ball python world, what's the advice that you give them?
Don't do my mistake.
To do what?
Get all females first. I've actually had that question. This gentleman hit me up and he's like, oh, what should I do? Which way should I go? I'm like, well, it all depends on your pocketbook. I mean, if you're going to dive into it, always start with your females first.
Oh, yeah.
And start going from there, because you can always get a female, save up, get another one, and then powerhouse male, and you get the 1 to 3 ratio. and or whatever you want to do. I mean, it all depends the outcome. You can always, say, hey, I got this one, and this one. And obviously, if they're recessive, if they're dominant, whatever genetics is, but always that 1-3, 1-4 ratio as a beginning, as a starter, would be always perfect, you know. But that would be my ideal startup. Get something that, even single or double gene females, and grow them up. If not, purchase them big already, and then get your powerhouse male and go from there.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you that 100%. So that was the advice that John from Snake Man's Exotics gave me, because I bought my first two snakes back in the hobby was a male pastel and a female pastel.
Right.
And
that was very common. We're talking about 12, 13 years ago. Very common. That's
what you want. 6 years ago.
that was common. Yeah, that was like it. That was your go-to. The 1.1 specials at shows.
Yeah.
That was your go-to. Hey, you got the 1.1. It was $275 for the male and $325 for the female. I remember those prices. And it's like, dude, if that was your go-to pairings too, that you gotta create
get that super.
Yeah, you gotta get that
super that look like this, and
right.
The killer bee was so crazy, especially as a hatchling. They're so white looking.
White, yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. So John I would be like, oh, I ended up buying like eight females off him, and then all of a sudden I'd see a male that he has, and be like, oh, what about this? And he'd be like, you don't need it.
Right.
Like, what do you mean? He's like, Dave, you're buying hatchlings. You got at best 2.5 years, 3 years before they breed. Right. Why are you buying a male that matures in a year?
Right, exactly.
He's like, so he like really tattooed into my skull that you get your females and you get them going, and then you can also see where the market's going. You can see what's popular and what's in, and the females are usually more expensive than the males too. So if you build up these females and now you have this army of females, and then you can say, okay, well, these 3 are ready. What's a good male for that? Now you look, and you don't even have to buy a hatchling. You can buy a yearling. Right. You could buy something that someone upgraded theirs to another offspring, and then now they're selling that. And that's how I started. I started with 3 gene males. Right, that was the whole idea. Because you put a 3 gene male to a single gene female, now you're already talking a 4 gene animal.
Yeah, you hit the 4 banger and you're straight.
Yeah, and then you hold back your females, and then bring them back.
Build your army that way too.
And I pass that on because you see people that get into it. I'm like, they're like, okay, they're like, help me. They want me to help them pick out what they should be searching for. And then the way I always break it down is, first off, I like to do projects 1 male to 6 females. So look at your females, look at your males, and do it that way. And I'm like, just send me a list and let's see what projects I think I would do. And then, then you can add females to each project and kind of work it out,
Correct.
And then they send you a list and it's like 11 males and like 12 females. And you're like, well, first things first.
Right.
Time to start selling shit.
Right. Exactly.
Exactly. Barter, trade, do whatever the fuck you can. You have too many males, because it's something I fell for too, because you don't realize it.
You don't realize it, and it's something that it's so easy. It's so easy to fall for a quick sell and say, hey, you know what, I can get this, male quicker than you can get the females, and that's where it's at. The availability is so much easier to get a male than a female.
So you saw what Janae wrote, Angels, about what your males?
When I started or now? When I started, I questioned a lot. When I started getting to learn more about the genetics, the mutations, it was, if you can get one and you can afford it, a single gene or double gene, then if you can afford the double gene, I would go for the double gene. But now it's, the availability of getting a powerhouse male. If you can get a 4 gene male and you ultimately want to get an outcome of something new, then if you have the pocketbook for it, then go for it. Um, but as in before, it just depends. It depends where you stand in the breeding section. If you have your double gene females and you have a 3 gene male, then you have something powerful to produce there. So I don't know. It just depends. It depends on the availability, and the pocketbooks also talks a lot. If you have a certain amount of money that you can spend on a powerhouse male and it's available, and you reach out and you get the opportunity, to pick it up, why not? Um, but that's the thing. It's got to be one thing I've learned always, and I've learned it through many different theories and work ethics, is that preparation is everything. If you're prepared to make a move and the opportunity presents itself, then do it. Um, if not, then you hold on. You hold on to different situations until you can say, I'm prepared for it. Let's see what's available for that. And that goes with many different things, not just breeding animals or buying animals or selling animals. That goes for, lifelong experiences as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. You're right about that. Um, I'm when I was younger, I always got into shit that I couldn't do, and I didn't get into it the proper way.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm realizing now that you don't rush, because then
No,
then that's
never.
when you make your accidents. That's where you end up with. It's like when people say I got this because it's breeder size, but I don't like these morphs. Well, then why the fuck did you get it? You shouldn't.
Right,
It's a
exactly.
passion. It should always be something that you love and enjoy. You shouldn't buy something just because the price is right.
And build relationships. Building relationships with people is, and you pick a person that you think can help you. I've dealt with a lot of people in my time that I reached out and they pay no never mind. Um, they're really just like, oh, you're just a looky loo. And I've reached out to other people and they take me in and they say, hey, you know what? Here's this advice, here's that advice, and you know, always pay it forward. Always show respect and pay it forward to the next person if you do give out that advice. And with that being said, is where I've learned that you should never belittle anybody because you never know who the other person is or what they can bring to the table later on. And um, doing so has made me, be learn to be kind with people and treat them all with respect. Because, like I said earlier today, we all learn from. Doesn't matter if it's a newbie or someone that's been in the industry for a long time. We always learn from anybody and everybody. So, um, doesn't matter if they've been doing this for 6 months. Maybe their train of thought or analysis is better than ours. And if they can provide you with a wealth of knowledge just as a newbie, then that's the way you will always learn something new. And it doesn't matter if they've been doing this for 30 years, they made you can always teach them something new. So not everybody knows everything. And I've never met someone that has everything down pat. So, you know, uh, just give yourself the opportunity to learn. And I haven't met anybody that knows everything still. So therefore, you can always learn from everybody. I've learned from you, Chino. Hey, David. And I've learned from a lot of people still that are newbies as well. So
Oh yeah, because everyone experiences. It's just you can't experience everything. So there's always something to learn.
right.
I'm the same way with that. Like I was saying, I always refer to John because John was the one that really got me into it. John Snake Man's Exotics. Like this guy did not need to help me. He
Hmm.
didn't. I bought one snake off him. I bought a
Right.
bumblebee off him. He didn't have to help me with shit. And I was just like, man, this is like incredible. And I told him, my whole background because the reason why I created this company was because I have a son that's autistic, and the whole idea is if Mario can choose whatever the hell he wants when he grows up, I'll be happy with him as long as he's happy.
Correct.
But I want to give him something that if he wants it, all he has to do is just take it right from my hand, you know. And John was there for me, phone calls, text messages, everything. I'm asking him the stupidest shit, and he's giving me the answers because I didn't know.
Correct.
You know, there's no. I mean, it's like one of those things. There's no such thing as a stupid question. You know, like, yeah, there were stupid questions, but you know, it's what built me to learn. And you know, it's like that movie Paid Forward.
Yeah,
you know, I paid it forward. I am down. Like, one thing that I'm very proud of is my rodent breeding, and I've learned that from Vinnie Meyer. He's the one that really taught me. And anybody, anywhere, and you can just be like, hey, man, I got a question. Be like, hey, here's my number. Give me a call. Let's fucking talk about it. Because I hate texting, you know? And
yeah, likewise.
And I think it's good.
Yeah, definitely. I've learned that as well. And in the line of business of what I do in my type of work that I do for a living, I deal with simpletons all the time. And I'll use that word just to be nice. And but at the same time, I've learned that not everybody has the same level of education. I've learned that not everybody has that understanding. So if I have to repeat myself 10 different times, it's not easy. It's frustrating sometimes. But at the same time, the outcome, it's either they're going to get it or not. And we want them to get it. So, and that goes with even working on myself. You know, it's sometimes I frustrate myself, and then I have to analyze the situation again and try to see if I can make myself understand even better. To answer that question right before, if it was a strong, powerful head or a visual, me personally, it all comes down to the outcome that you want. If you want, if it's something recessive, obviously, if you can't afford the actual recessive, the visual, then I would go with the strong head. But if you can afford the visual and you want to go to the next level, then definitely go with the visual. So that's where I would go with that. If it's a dominant gene, then again, it all comes down to affordability and the pocketbook. But definitely, if you want to go into the recessive genes or genetics, then if you can afford the visual, then go steer with the visual. But if you can't, then go to the head route. You know, grow it up, and then there's nothing better than cutting open an egg and seeing what you produce. So that's it's always a reward there.
Yeah, so you do you do a lot of head to head?
I did.
You did when you're.
I did.
I'm afraid of head to head. I mean, I do them, but I try to. Like me personally, I try to. It's kind of like don't reach more than what you can handle type deal.
True.
So like I feel more comfortable breeding a visual to a het. And at the same time, like the market's there. People want the snakes. There's a lot of beautiful animals, you know. If you got it and you can go for, because like what you just said, like when you talk about morphs that are really expensive, like Monsoon, let's say, right? So Monsoon, there's no fucking way I'm going to be able to afford two hats to a visual. If I were to even touch the Monsoon projects, I would have to go with a hat to hat.
Right.
Oh man, we got Small Towns Exotics in the house. Shane is in the house. Another Cali guy. But his last life, he was definitely born in New York. He's a New Yorker at heart. I'm telling you. Yeah, I try to keep the visuals in my males because it just ends up that way. Like the way I build it is, because I always get my females first, and obviously the head's cheaper. And then once my females are closer to breeding, then that's where your wallet shrinks.
You invest into that one male that's going to be the powerhouse and visual. So that would definitely give you that.
It's easier to do that investment because you're closer to the goal.
Right.
When you do an investment on an animal and you spend $3,000 on an animal and then you got to wait 3 years if you're lucky. And I always say that because I've bought females that took 5 years to breed.
Right. Oh yeah. You got those
it happens. Bloomers. And it's the nice ones too. It's always the nice ones. I call them the asshole snakes. So I prefer, you can get the females at a more, easier price. And then when it's time to breed and those females are hitting your 1,000, breaking that 1,000-gram wall and getting closer to breeder size, then you drop that money on that male, and that male is already lined up to multiple females, so that investment, that next breeding season, you're there. You get your investment back. It's not as hard of a hit.
G-Man's back. Sweet. What's up, Gomez?
The Candyman. It's crazy. I saw. So these guys. So all these guys are like right outside of Manhattan. I grew up down there, but I moved upstate because it's cheaper to live up here. And it sucks because they're just so far away. I drive a shitbox, so I try not to drive more than 100 miles because AAA will only drive me home 100 miles. So, yeah, so I what's it called? I got to go down there with this whole COVID crap, and I've been avoiding going down there, but like I do all these live streams with Sal, and I feel like I know him, but we've never met in person.
Oh man.
Grab Your Ball, same thing, never met in person. Brian from Samson Snaketorium, like he's a talker like me and you. So like you'll get like random phone calls and just like it'll be like a 45-minute phone call of like all these different topics, and you feel like you're what's it called? He's outside of Manhattan. Was there a Manhattan in California?
Manhattan, I hear no.
Chino is slacking. I am. Problem is I feel more confident spending money on a snake than a car.
True.
I need to get like a 2010 like a 10-year-old Civic, so I could just drive down back and forth. I'm driving a 03 Chevy, 02 Chevy Avalanche with 240,000 miles on it.
Those are comfortable, and you do the maintenance, you'll have it for another till it hits 350.
I bought the car with a rear main seal leak.
Oh man!
Pisses oil all over the place. The rear diff is going. The purpose of the car was to move me from Westchester back up to here.
Oh man!
So I bought the car for $3,000, and I moved a family of 5 with it. So it did its investment,
Right.
But I'm hoping next year is a big year, and I can get a vehicle, and then it'll be like a business write-off.
True.
So that's the goal, and when that happens, that's going to be a big landmark for DMJ Reptiles because, like, yeah, it's a business, it's a company, and I put in all this work, but I feel like it's fucking legit when you have debt towards your company. Like now it's official, like my cell phones are under the business name. They're not there yet, but when they are, then I'm like, yeah, this is really, going somewhere.
There's a Manhattan Beach out here. I don't go up to the rich people's places out there.
Is that where Shane is?
Somewhere out there, Manhattan Beach or something.
Manhattan Beach.
No, there is. I'm just giving Shane a hard time.
So you go to Jay's place a lot? Prehistoric Pets?
I haven't been there, and I know Jay for have the honor to know him for a lot of years, and know the family. He has started recently, just got married, yeah, I haven't been there in quite some time. It's been a while.
I would love to go there.
It's been a while.
You guys got some crazy shit on the West Coast between Brian and Jay. You got like the 2 like mega breeders over there that have their own zoos.
Yeah, true. Yeah, the reptiles was really awesome. I like it. He has a lot of gator stuff now. A lot of the permitted stuff he's able to have, so which is always nice to be able to go down there and check it out. So
you ever wrestle a gator?
Out in Texas.
Oh yeah. Did you
out in
did you
Southeast
do
in Houston.
did you do the bull riding?
Yes, sir.
Oh, you
And that
rode.
was no, I didn't do the actual bull riding. We rode some gators out there that we jump on top of them, 9-foot gators, and wrestle those down.
That's what
But
Shane wants to do. Shane wants to wrestle
it's
gators.
it's not easy, and it takes a lot of guts because these are wild gators too. They're not the ones that you have and they train and whatnot. These were out in the bayous.
And their mouths are taped or no?
Nope.
Oh man.
Yeah, I was out there on back in 2008. We were out on a pipeline, and I was doing all the safety and compliance there. And after work, we would go out to the bayous where they have these ditches with water, and you find gators there and jump on top of them or grab the little ones. But that was an adventure.
I just want to eat gators, man.
That's delicious too.
Hell yeah, man. Gator nuggets.
Oh, gator tail quesadillas.
Oh, see, I never tried that.
Oh, that's some good stuff. That's
well,
some
here
good.
In California, everything's a quesadilla.
Yeah, definitely. You put, chicken, you got steak, everything. Put it all in a quesadilla.
Oh, we could go to Dave's house and wrestle gators. David Cease. I've had gator nuggets. I see. Dave is like, I just dream of it. I'm waiting to sell. Hopefully, I can sell some animals, and I'm going to try to order a gator to put on the smoker.
Nice.
Because I watched this video where this guy smoked a gator at this like food fest, and this company, like PETA, has them on a radar.
Oh man.
And the whole video was about like their preparations and for them to do it, and their how they avoid PETA for the protests for smoking the gator, because they leave the guy left the feet on, so the feet wasn't skinned, but then so it was like the feet and then the head was still there, and it was like a smaller gator, but the whole gator they smoked the whole thing.
Oh, nice.
And oh my god, when I watched them pull that, like when you cook a chicken perfect in the oven and you pull the drumstick and it just falls off.
Yeah.
Dude, that happened with the gator leg. And I was like drooling over the TV.
You're like, oh
man, I watch all these damn cooking shows. Oklahoma. See, I need to start going West Coast. I'm not a catfish guy. Me and Chris talked about that. I cooked catfish a lot. I don't know. It's too muddy for me. It tastes like muddy for some reason. Oh, there you go. Shane will make it out there. How far are you guys from Oklahoma and like for like you?
For
where
me?
you are? Yeah, is Oklahoma far from you?
Let's see. Oklahoma City. It says here 1,100 miles.
It's pretty fucking far.
So that's we're talking about a good 20-hour drive.
You ain't riding a bike.
Nope. I could do it.
Bicicleta.
On a bicycle. I'll get there skinny as a stick.
Yeah. Just a big jug of water. Shane likes his catfish. Shane looks like he'll eat anything. He did that death chip challenge at the barbecue and was like a G with it. It didn't even affect him. See all these grown people cry over it, and he was like, it wasn't that bad.
Good stuff.
I'm good with that. So when is the, what you said, it's Pomona, right? The next expo that you're...
Last I heard is we're going to get notification on the 28th.
I heard that. You knocked on wood.
Yeah.
You knocked on wood. Make that shit happen.
If it's this month or next month. But we should get an update on that if they're going to actually open or not.
See, we're screwed in New York because the law is there's no gatherings larger than 50. So just vendors fucks it up.
Yep.
So you can't do it. I've been going. A lot of readers have been going to they go to PA, and they go. I did New Hampshire, which is a good show, but it's 4 hours. It's adding 8 hours to a day at an expo sucks because we didn't sleep out there. We drove out there, did the expo, drove back.
No way.
Yeah, that was my last expo. I haven't done an expo since March.
Mm-hmm.
So October 4th was New Hampshire, and that was Sunday. Monday, I got a hernia surgery on a hernia in my stomach,
Oh, man.
and I got I knew the surgery was Monday, and then I was like a fill-in. So I emailed the person that runs the show, and I was like, "Hey, can you get me in?" And he's like, "Yep, got you in." So I
Sweet.
was like, "Oh shit!" Like fuck, I got surgery on Monday. I'm gonna be doing this thing in like 6 days rest. And oh, it was a rough day, man. I mean,
Jeez.
8 hours travel. They they opened, so they were allowed to let a certain amount of like 150 people in at a time. So instead of being like tickets, it was like time slots. So you had to
Right, I heard
pre-order
about that.
time slots.
Yeah, out in East Coast they did that, right? They do
Yeah,
time slots that you're there for 2 hours or something like that.
I don't know exactly what it was, but I mean, it was cool in a being able to like communicate with your customers.
Mm-hmm.
You had more one-on-one time. Like not one time did I have like I didn't have more than one person waiting.
Right.
Like when it's like the madness shows where there's like 3,000 people in there, and the tables are all filled up, and
Yeah.
you're at this point now you're just remembering who got to your table first so you can get to them. So it got rid of that, but they opened the show an hour early.
Oh wow.
So yeah, it kind of screwed us because we didn't even have prices on our animals.
Oh man.
Because we left the house at we left the house at 4 a.m. and we got there at like 7:45. And the show was supposed to start at 9, and they opened it at 8:15. So like we just got the banner up,
Ouch.
and
That's messed
yeah,
up.
it was a little crazy. And then so now, like as of right now, my next show is January in New Hampshire. That's it.
You're gonna have to come out to Cali if they open it.
Yeah, I don't know how people do that. Like, how do these breeders do that? Then they ship their animals, or they have like
A
one
lot of them do,
person.
or they drive them out
You got to pay one sucker
to do it.
to drive 36 hours or however long it is.
Yep.
It's a long drive to California. My friend, I told you that it's in the fucking woods growing pot. They drove, and it was just like so random because they didn't even tell anybody they were moving. Like out of nowhere, it was
That's
like
a drive.
these two dudes were in a truck, this big ass excursion with like two cats driving across the fucking country.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, but they're fucking loving it out. It seems like whenever someone from New York goes out west, they do well, man. They do well out west.
Well, you're gonna have to make that move then.
I I would love to just because of food wise. I don't know if I go Cali. I
You
think
can always stay.
Texas
You
is
can
calling
always stay
my
in the
name.
outskirts of the cities and do well.
Yeah, I want a farm.
You can always do that. That's what you can do out here, and the cost of living is cheap compared to being in the city.
Yeah, yeah, I'm good with the city. I grew up 15 minutes from Yankee Stadium.
Oh, nice.
I'm over the city. I'm over that shit. Where I am, like you go online
Mm-hmm.
and like you're like bullshit. Like the register person is talking to you and
Right.
friendly, and everybody's friendly. You know, it's not like you go and you turn the corner into an aisle at the grocery store and some fucking crazy bitch is racing her shopping cart
Right.
and crashing into you. You don't deal with that up here.
Yeah.
Where I'm kind of happy with living in the sticks.
Yep.
Vinny Meyer's trying to talk me into moving out by where he is, and where he is fucking beautiful, but it's colder.
Mm-hmm.
So he has like colder winters. Like I'll get a dusting. I'll get like 2-3 inches of snow, which is a dusting where I am now, and he'll get like a half a foot.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I'm. Have you ever been in snow?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's. Well, we go up to the mountains for that. Here, it's only a 25-minute drive up the mountain, and you're in like 2 feet of snow, 3 feet of snow.
Yeah, I don't like snow. I mean, I'm fat and built for snow, but I don't like snow. That's why I've never skied or snowboarded.
Oh man, you're missing out.
I don't know, man. I like. I'm like my body is like 20 years older than me, so I do certain like if I fucking paint the ceiling, I'm sore for like 5 days. You know,
That's
it's like
funny.
when you're not you don't have that muscle to do shit anymore, and then you do like new things.
And you do it, you're like, oh, I can't even move.
I did a video of my available snakes with I bought a new camera. This little DJI. What is it? This fucking thing. This is my camera that I do my YouTube
Oh, nice.
videos with. Yeah, it's a DJI camera, the drone company.
Uh-huh.
So I have like a mount because this camera that I'm returning because they just came out with a new one that works better in low light.
Uh-huh.
I have to have a light on it. So to have a light, then it has a holder, and then you can hook the phone up to it, and then you put it on a stick, and now you're fucking, it has a gimbal, and you're recording everything. So the other day, I did like all these videos. I did crescent geckos one night, and then I did snakes the next night, and then the next day, we were cleaning rodents, and I go to my wife. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I did, because every time I'm reaching up to grab the rats over the top ends, I'm getting like sharp pains in my whole upper left side of my body, and the whole time I'm like cursing, like this sucks. Like, what the fuck did I do?
Oh man.
And then I went to record video the next day.
She couldn't move.
And grabbed the camera and like, felt the same pain. And I was like, holy shit, this is what's going on. So snowboarding, I don't know. Seems like a lot of fun. And I skateboarded for years. I was like that crazy kid that like jumped off anything with a skateboard.
Nice.
And I just know you fall.
Yeah, of course.
Shane's leaving. See you later, Shane. Thanks for dropping in, brother. But I want to do a trip. I want to do a trip out there because I need to go out there. My buddy's in San Diego. He's got a company called Cali Trippin'.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that background that I was doing. He does like
Cali Trippin'. I've heard of it.
So this is a guy I grew up with that just said, you know what? I'm moving to San Diego. I'm fucking done with New York. Oh, there you go. He's like, I'm done with New York, and I'm moving to San Diego. And he moved to San Diego, and he started just taking photos of surfers, and it turned into like people were paying him to take photos. Oh, nice. So then he turned it into like a clothing line. So now he's got a clothing line, and he's got the gear. He's like that sick bastard that's waiting in the wakes.
Oh,
with a camera. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he gets all the action photos. And he's living the dream, man. He goes to the gym. He works out all the time. He's got a beautiful fiance, a baby coming. And, he's at the beach all day recording people surfing.
Dang, that's insane. I seen one guy capture, I think I was on Instagram that I saw it. This guy's in the wake. He's just waiting for this guy to go by. As soon as the surfer goes by, the wave covers him, and there's a shark coming out. I was like, oh, man. That was insane.
Oh, yeah, that's
insane right there.
I don't like the open water, man. That shit makes me nervous, dude. Especially like with sharks. I mean, they get you from. I mean, it just seems like it's a fucked up death. I mean, I guess if you want to die cool, then a cool death, then.
Well, out here,
a shark.
Cali beaches is shallow for a good 15 feet, and then it drops, and it's like that everywhere. It's rare when you have a little plateau where you can walk out for a good minute, and then it's just a sudden drop. You go straight down 20 feet. So everything around here, if you go to Newport, you go to Laguna, you can go out a certain amount of feet, and then all of a sudden it drops. So it's open water out here.
Oh, my fish tanks are on autopilot. Once I can afford to be able to go on a thing, on a trip, I need to go out.
Do it.
I need to, because I mean, I really haven't experienced anything. Like, I never traveled as a kid. My mother had a stroke when I was like 10 days old. So we didn't travel. We didn't do none of that. She was paralyzed, and it was just rough to travel if we didn't. We never traveled as a family.
Oh man.
Yeah, I went to Florida in second grade for 3 days. That's the only vacation I've ever
Yeah,
had.
like, that's the only vacation.
That's it. But vacations in my house, like my father is like, he came from this like poor country in the Philippines where money's like tight.
Right.
So then he got a job as an LPN, and time and a half, it was like
Dang.
dollar signs. You know what I mean? He sees
Right.
all those dollar signs. He's like, a
I'm gonna
vacation.
cash in.
Hell yeah, man. He cashed in, and he a vacation for him was staying home. That was his vacation. He would stay home and do
Stay
shit around
home,
the
rest, and
house.
then we'll come back next week and start working again.
Oh no, he's there is no rest. My father's just like me. That's where I get my psychoticness, is sleeping 3 hours and working on animals 21 hours a day.
Right.
Yeah, he's 87 and he'll be 88 in April, and he's still a beast.
He's still going.
Still going. Lives by he drives everywhere, does all his grocery shopping, does everything. 87 years old.
Dang.
But he's planning on. I think I finally got in his head to move up here. So that's where we may sell both of our properties and look into a property and
get a duplex or something.
Not duplex. I think I want to build a. I really like the whole shipping container setups.
You know what? I've heard of that. I've seen it too, and it looks pretty awesome.
Yeah, because there's like the simplest shipping container, and you're talking like $8,000 worth of shipping containers. Have a great night, Chris. Appreciate it, bud. The shipping containers, if you do 4 of them, right? So they're $2,000 delivered up here.
Right.
So you do 2 like that, and then you do 2 shingled, so it overhangs. So your entrance is in the front, so now you have a roof over your entrance.
Right.
And then the master bedroom's on the second floor in the back, and now the master bedroom has a patio.
True.
And it's a sick setup. It's an awesome setup because it's 50 feet by 20 feet each level.
Yeah.
So, you get you do everything. You spray foam it so the insulation's thin. And like that's what I want to do for my facilities. Like that's my goal, is to do with the facilities. My goal is to actually bury some. So bury like 2 of them side by side, and then go opposite direction with like 4 of them. And then that'll be a nice size. Oh yeah.
That would be awesome.
40 feet by 50. Right. That'll be a perfect snake room. And then do the same setup for because I don't know, you breed rodents or no?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I love breeding rodents. It's dirty work, but I don't know, man.
It's not easy, but it's not for the weak either.
My snakes don't come up for pets, Right. My rodents do. My rodents love me. I steal their babies and feed them to snakes. And my wife doesn't work, but she don't mind working with the rodents as long as she doesn't have to touch them.
Right.
So she's all for like the cleaning part. So we're like, we want to actually start a rodent business because where we are, rodents is like
scarce.
You can't get rodents. And where you can,
I have a buddy of mine out there that's in New York as well, and he told me that he wants to start something as well because there's nobody that supplies them.
Yeah, I'm ready to do it. I'm
David,
fucking ready.
You have to come out here soon, David.
Hell yeah, that's the one flaw about me being over here. I'm so far away from over there. It seems like a lot of the breeders are either on each side of the country.
Right.
You got to fly to each other in a drive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would love to do a rodent breeding thing because up here, it's crazy. I know 2 companies that sell rats up here, live rodents. One of them, the guy's a fucking psycho. And he sells mice for $2.50 each, pinky to adult. Yeah, don't ask me how he does it. He does. And I don't even want to know the price of his fucking rats. He's a cocksucker. But This other store, they sell small rat for $4.99, a medium rat for $8.99, and a large rat for like $12, and jumbos are like $15. Highway robbery.
Wow.
It's crazy.
That's
you
insane.
Can't get live. Yeah, you can't get live. You got to spend all that money. So then people are like, they buy these snakes that have to eat live, and they're fucked. So
Jeez.
yeah. So I'm like, if we did a company that had a storefront, a storefront company that sold fish and then had just a massive rodent breeding facility, we'd be killing it.
Yeah.
Because we could still sell the small rat for $3.
Right.
And people will drive, because if someone has 10 snakes and they're 10 snakes for $5 for a small rat, $50 feed your snakes a week.
Yeah.
$30 sounds a lot better than 50.
Oh, of course.
So we want to do it, and then I got some killer bloodlines with my rats. That was like the big thing with Vinny, was when I found out he was producing double of me. He was producing more than I was with half the amount of rodents. It was his bloodlines. So his rats that I got from him, it was crazy, because he's telling me, and he posts pictures of these like 25 pup litters, and I'm like, holy shit, And
he had it down to a science.
I broke. Yeah. He does climate, so that's a lot of people aren't. They do fans for heat. He does air conditioner. His rats are always between 72 and 75 degrees all year round. And it seems like that temperature, you get your maximum amount of production out of breeding. And then he has a good genetics.
True.
So I took his females and I put my males to them, and then I took males from him and put them to my females, and then with that offspring, then I bred those together.
Mm-hmm.
So now I have it all colonized out, where I do that, and then I mix colonies based off of, because I pair up the colonies that are similar, similar looking when I make them into colonies, so that I can. So hopefully their genetics are so far from each other. Even though line breeding is fine with rodents, as long as you don't go too far.
Right.
And I mean, I'm up to 32 colonies. So
nice.
I can't get rats. The nearest place that would deliver rats to me, live rats, will do a minimum $1,000 order.
Are you kidding me?
$1,000. And when I lived in Westchester, it was $5 bucks. $5. They come to my house. They had nice, beautiful bins with their logos all over it. And when they come by, they drop off the rats and they grab last week's bins, and they just do rotations. It was awesome.
Damn,
they use
nice.
This company. It's called Reptile Deli. It's got Brian. That he's the one who opened up my eyes. You go to these shows, right? You don't see TVs at tables. His rodent table, fucking TVs just lined up with all the prices. All types of shit. I'm like, he's got to be making money if he's got all these fucking TVs everywhere,
Fancy stuff, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Angel. I feed 200 rats a week. Yeah, that's about where I'm at too. 180. It's a lot. And then I have other animals that eat rodents too. So, and then I have friends that need rodents. Because anyone that breeds rodents has at least one or two friends that come by once a week.
Right. Picks them up.
But we like the rats. I don't like the African softers. I fucking hate those little shits. I don't know, man. They got a New York attitude. Because I hear about these African softers in Tennessee and Texas, and they're so friendly. I'm like, mine bite me. Like they draw blood on me all the fucking time. I have cards. I have these like cards to monitor litters, because my holdbacks with my rodents, I only hold back offspring from litters that are at minimum 20 pups.
Mm-hmm.
So in theory, genetically, they should be having large litters as well, And so all it is a piece of paper. It says whatever size, what all the different sizes, the date, and it has all the information on the colonies, and the colonies are all labeled by letters. And with the African sulfurs, I have to use that to fucking shoo the African sulfurs away. Because, you know, you shove your hand in that bin, the fucking male runs at you and bites your finger. Or you don't realize that your finger's too close to their cave, and then someone pops out and gets you. Yeah, and you want to know, son? I only feed African sulfurs. I only feed them to my hatchlings. All my snakes, I feed ASFs for their first 3 meals, 2-3 meals. Wow. ASFs and mice. Yeah, because you know what? There's. I'm not against feeding mice. A lot of people are against feeding mice, but I feel like with a hatchling, it's a lot easier to get a snake to get their first meal,
right,
with a mouse than a pinky, per se, pinky rat. You know, and then the sulfurs are just even better. So I have a couple people that come to me for African sulfurs up here, but I have 5 colonies, so I overproduce. So I give them to the hatchlings. You know, they eat them up.
Yeah,
but I don't give them. No problem. I don't go back to back. I do for the first 3 meals, and then like even my snakes now, when I retire adults or whatnot, you know, I'll never give an adult 2 African sulfurs in a row. I always give them 1 ASF and then throw in a rat the next week. You know,
right?
Stubborn little shits. Yeah. Another thing about the African sulfurs is they're fast as hell. They're so fucking fast. You know, they move like hummingbirds. You know, like especially the hoppers. They're like little fucking road runners. You know, like dipping between the tubs. But they're stupid, and if they do jump out of the bin on you, then you can guarantee they're going to be on a glue trap the next day. The snake doesn't want, but yeah, I don't know. I would love to do a rodent because I just feel like you need something as a cushion, as a company, right, especially when you're growing.
Mm-hmm.
And ball pythons, unfortunately, the way I used to breed with temperature drops. So I was getting all my clutches at once,
mm-hmm,
and it was like one and done. Where this was my first year of doing 0 temperature drops, and it's worked out well. I mean, I've been getting clutches since March,
right,
and it just keeps going throughout the year. Just got a clutch a few days ago, so that will actually break up the inventory of everything. And then I breed all the geckos, so I have all those New Caledonian geckos to mix it up. But there's such a high demand.
Right.
Like people ask me about rodents before they ask me about fucking geckos. Yeah, I mean it's crazy. It's amazing how much, but it makes sense though, especially like how the collectors are. Because before racks, you can only hold so many snakes in your house.
Right. That's
now,
very true.
Now forget it.
You can have tons now. That's not a problem.
And then these cool racks that you can put 3 different style tubs in them, so you can your racks can grow with you. You know, so someone getting 20 snakes is a lot easier.
Oh yeah, we learned the hard way.
The dog catching rodents. That's what I need. I need one of them little. You get one of the, what is the little hot dog dogs? The Dachshunds.
No, those are fun.
Dude, those are bred to kill rodents. That's why they're so close to the ground.
Or you can get a mink.
I wish. I follow somebody on YouTube that rescues minks.
Yeah, I seen one. That's how I got the idea. It was like I seen a guy that has a colony of minks, and he uses them to go out who knows where, and he starts killing all kinds of rats and rodents out in the field.
In the streams?
Yeah.
He goes in the streams, and the mink is like swimming and catching rats on the sides and like killing them instantly.
Yeah. Out here, that's it. Done deal.
In the city, in New York City, there's like groups of dogs, of little dogs, little fucking, Dachshunds, rat terriers, Jack Russells.
Oh man.
And they go in packs of like like 15, 20 people with little fucking dogs on leashes, and they go all around New York City, and they'll fucking kill like 200 rats a night.
Oh, no way.
You gotta look it up. Oh, it's a great watch, man. You can watch that shit for hours. It's fucking nuts because you picture these like Dachshunds. They're like these cute little weird looking dogs, but then you see them motherfuckers and working, and they're tearing shit up.
Nice.
Oh, she's. I wish my cat would go after him. My cat, he's pretty good, and I've been training him with like I'll throw like a mouse in with him when he was younger, when he was a kitten, just so he get used to like killing something. I guess as evil as it sounds. I mean, I fed it to a snake after, but I fed it to a frog after. I fed it to my Pac-Man, but the other day my friend lost power and he was in a hotel and I was like video chatting. He wanted to watch me feed snakes. So now I'm feeding snakes and I'm like kind of rushing because I have a lot of snakes. And now I'm like getting the camera ready. And, I usually just close the tub. And a fucking rat a small rat hopped out. I was like, motherfucker. I tried to grab it. He was gone. And I watched the rat run right by my cat. And my cat was just like, he just watched it. What am I supposed to do? I was like, oh, my cat is broken. I need to get like a barn cat, but at the same time, I'm glad because my cat's always on a mission to eat geckos.
Right.
Yeah, I have to yell at him all. We got the water bottles because out of nowhere you'll see him like just hop up on the wall of geckos. You guys spray his ass. Oh yeah, because we adopted him, and I'm glad we were able to adopt this cat. But if he kills a $2,000 gecko,
cat's gotta go.
We're gonna have some problems. Yeah. Oh yeah. But
oh man.
I think it's about that time, brother.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you for the invitation. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Me. Definitely. How was it? It was good, right?
Yeah. It was fun. Definitely fun.
Goes by fast,
dude. It's been quite
2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, I appreciate it, man. You're a knowledgeable dude, and it's nice to get people in here that I can learn from.
Likewise, me too. I've learned a lot too, and I don't mind sharing the wealth. So, wealth of knowledge.
Hell yeah, man.
So. Cool deal.
But SoCalExotics with 3 S's. Definitely check him out. Good dude. He's obviously in South California. I don't know if you move. What are you going to do?
It's okay, man. I'll take it with me.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. My logo says DMJ Reptiles New York. The way I talk, I can't hide that I'm from New York.
I forget about it.
Forget about it. I grew up right outside of Yonkers. SoCal, can I hit you up? Janae, she's awesome. She's the one I was telling you. She's 17, and she hatched her first clutch.
Congratulations. That's awesome. Yeah, anytime.
But she's got a fucking lineup of snakes. Oh yeah, give her a few years. Next year she'll be producing a lot of shit. But I mean, from being able to start at where she is, and then in 5 years, her future is huge in the ball python world.
Nice.
Well, I definitely appreciate it, man. Looks like it's 9 o'clock over there in Cali.
8:30. Oh yeah, 9 o'clock. Man, time flies.
Oh, Justine's in there. Yeah, man. And we'll keep up. I'll talk to you in the chats, and I'll see you on the thing.
Perfect, man. Thanks for having me again, and thanks everybody for joining.
Definitely. Peace out, brother.
All right. Have a good one.
So there it was. There's our interview with SoCal. Joe Gomez. Check him out. He is a really good, genuine person. And there's not enough genuine people out there in this world. And for us to have such a genuine person in the hobby that is out there for everyone else, it's great to be able to call that dude my friend. So definitely check him out on Instagram. If you're into chances to wins, he does a lot of chances to win stuff. So a lot of opportunities for great animals just by following his page. And I highly recommend it. So I hope everyone liked the live. Please hit that like button, notification, subscribe, and yeah, tomorrow, come back. We're gonna have Brian from Samson Snaketorium here. We're going to do a little kids thing. We're going to get our kids on for the first 30 minutes, and we're going to kick them little punks out. So the DMJ Reptile kids will be there. Samson will be there, and then we're going to hang. So please hit the notification. Please hit the like. Definitely follow SoCal. He's a great dude. And, it's 12 o'clock. It's time for me to shut this show down. Definitely check out the Vinnie Meyer VIP Snake Tour. You want to see a nice collection? You want to see where you could be in 15 years? That's where you want to be. All right, guys. Peace.